Welcome to Melanated Mondays. I'm your host, Aj.
And I'm Tay, and we're here to review our favorite books written for us by us.
Period.
Today we will be reviewing Truly by Carmel Rhodes. Please be aware that there will be spoilers and explicit content for mature audiences only.
Were there trigger warnings?
I don't think there were, but there should have been.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess there's no trigger warnings, but I would go look them up if I were you. Um, but yeah, what did you think of the book, friend?
I really like this book. I would probably say, honestly, it was a 5. I didn't have any problems with it. There were some of the characters I didn't like, but the book as a whole, I really enjoyed it. Like, I read it super fast.
Same, same. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was a 5 too. I thought I was being real easy on it, but I liked it. I thought it was different.
It was a really good book. So, a short synopsis is we have our main character, Truly, and she gets broken up with at graduation by her boyfriend Devin, and she ends up, going to a party, having some drinks, and then she gets sexually assaulted by his brother. And then her and her bestie decide to go on a road trip, because her mom passed away and her mom had gone on a road trip and gone all these places, so they decided they were going to go to the same places. And then homeboy who sexually assaulted her decided to crash the road trip and come along. And so pretty much they're just navigating their whole little trip with her fighting her emotions of her starting to fall in love with him even though he sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
So what did you think of Noah?
I thought Noah was full of trauma. Like he still was an asshole because he did kind of sexually assault her. Like he
That just he really wasn't feeling that.
Yeah, I hated him for that. I'm like, I did not fuck with him. And because it happened at the beginning of the book, I was like, I don't like you.
Even towards the end, like I still could never be team Noah because I just couldn't get over the fact that he sexually assaulted her. Like that, because even them moving forward and having a relationship and stuff, I just feel like that's something that would literally just be in the back of your mind. So I don't know, like that just
It was I feel like it was mentioned so many times in every part of the book that it's something that in real life, like this would have never worked as a relationship. They didn't need to be together. She has a lot of trauma tied to this man because like he forced her to give him like head, didn't he?
yeah.
And so like that's traumatizing. Like I don't want to do that to everybody. That's not something I would do to every damn body that I like have a sexual experience with. So like that was super traumatizing and like the fact that
And it wasn't even supposed to be a sexual experience. She was literally just in the treehouse by herself, minding her business, and he just came up there and was being hella rapey. And she told him multiple times to stop. She was crying. Like this was not a good experience for her. like
yeah, and she was a
she was
virgin.
yeah, and she was traumatized. So it's like it's not even like they were having any type of sexual experience and he just took it too far. He literally just decided like, yeah, you don't want this, but like I really don't care. So we're just going to do it anyway. Like that was
Yeah.
so crazy to me. I was like, wow, this man is really just ruthless.
And
And
the
it
fact
just
that
oh, go ahead.
no, like the fact that he went on the trip was a trip anyways because it was like, bro, like why would you want to be around someone and like I feel like he didn't even register what he did was wrong. And
That's what
that's
bothered me. Oh,
yes, that is
God.
exactly what I was going to say. That's what bothered me so much because it's like how can you hurt someone so much and so bad and so like really traumatizing and life-changing for them and you're like it wasn't a big deal, like it really was a sexual experience for you and not a assault.
Yeah, like that's what really like threw me off. Is like he sexually assaulted her and then turned into straight stalker. Was like, okay, Yep, I sexually assaulted her. And then it's like, okay, who else is she talking to? Where is she going? Oh, you're going on a road trip? Let me just invite myself. And then the fact that everybody was like kissed his ass, like, oh, well, you can't really tell Noah no. I'm like, what are y'all on? Because her best friend really pissed me off.
Her best friend was not a good best friend.
Because this was a trip to honor her dead mom. Like,
Yes.
so thinking of it in terms of a friendship, like I would never be like, yes, we've planned this for years, we're gonna do this, and then be like, oh, just kidding, the boys are coming. Like, this isn't even that type of trip. We are going to honor my mom. And then not only that, even though her best friend didn't know he sexually assaulted her, but it's like, why would you invite him when clearly she's just been dumped? So she's already like going through it. And I'm like, what was fucking Becca doing? Because Becca was really good on my nerves.
Yeah, yeah, it was not making any sense. Like she was really on just like being a dumb friend. Like she was not a good friend at all.
I don't know.
Why would you
His
invite people
vibe
to a trip that is like as personal as this? Like it just doesn't make sense.
and the way his vibe was, like, she made it in the beginning. She was so upset that he was coming. That should have told you everything you needed to know there. If I invite someone on a trip and my best friend is literally fuming, like does not want to talk to me, so uncomfortable,
You're
why
not
would I be
coming.
yeah, like why would I be like, okay, even if you invited him to begin with, like I felt like once she's seen Truly's reaction to him being there, then she should have been like, okay, maybe you guys don't need to come. Like, she clearly seems uncomfortable, clearly seems upset, like she doesn't want you here. So let's probably like dial it back.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
And so I felt like on the road trip, part of her falling in love with Noah was just due to the fact that she, had just been broken up with and she was very vulnerable. And it's like he was overbearing, and so of course he wants to show her all this attention and constantly touch on her. And I feel like it's like she had just been broken up with, she's vulnerable, so it's like, well, he's not the best guy, but I mean, he's here, he's showing me all this attention, he wants to be around me 24/7. Okay, I guess we'll give it a try. When clearly Noah had so many fucking red flags. And when I say no boundaries, no fucking boundaries at all. Like,
None.
literally any boundaries she tried to set, he's like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about your boundaries. Like, I'm gonna just do what I'm gonna do.
The fact that he was telling her to block people and boy, like you're literally the brother to my ex-boyfriend, like the brother.
We're
uh,
not even
uh,
together. So who are you to tell me to go block somebody on my phone?
Period. Like, boy, you've literally assaulted me. I don't give a fuck about anything you have to say. I should be talking to the cops.
Exactly. I'm like, so that really bothered me. I was like, he had made it so clear, like, he didn't give a fuck about any boundaries she was trying to set with him. And so, like, she kept falling in love with him. And as she was falling more in love with him, I was hating his ass more because I was just like,
Yes.
this man is doing too much. Like, he very much, and then the fact that she's like, oh, well, there's like two, like two Noahs. Like, there's the dark, evil Noah, and then there's the super sweet, like, girl. So why are you trying to date someone who is literally like two different people? And it wouldn't matter, but you literally have made it clear you're scared of the other Noah. Like, when he gets in his dark mode, you've made it very clear that you are afraid of him.
Not even just
So
that. He's out here scaring the hoes because he's doing this shit in public. Like he's not just scaring you in private. Like he's talking to
yeah,
you stupid and getting on your ass in weird ass ways. And one, he's not your man. And two, why is he yelling at you?
the possessiveness that he had towards her was literally crazy. Like, it didn't come off sweet, it didn't come off endearing, it didn't come off like, oh, like, I genuinely like you and I want you to be mine. It literally came off like, you're my property. Even if you want to leave, you will never go anywhere and be able to be with anyone. I will hunt you down. That's the vibe it gave.
Yes.
And I was not feeling that. I wasn't feeling that. I was like, no, that just wasn't. So when they finally did break up, I was happy because I was like, Girl, he's a red flag. Obviously, they
Oh,
do get back together, but
I didn't like that. I wish they didn't get back together. I feel like she could have definitely moved on to somebody else.
I the only thing I did like was when Noah had said like that instead of doing the same shit, like since she deserved better, he decided to be better. That was the only thing that I was like, okay, yeah, because he kept saying that she deserved better, but then you still being the same asshole. So it was like when he finally realized, like, okay, if she does deserve better, like I need to do better, then it's like, then I'm like, okay, he's finally getting somewhere a little bit.
A
but
little
I
bit.
still but I still didn't want her to be with him. Like I wanted it to be like a, okay, well, I'm glad you realized that, but it's kind of a your loss type of thing. Like you should have just done better.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't really know. I don't really know how I felt about him. In the end, them actually like, making it all the way together, I was like, ugh, sick to my
Whatever.
stomach.
Yeah, like I did not want that to happen.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't feeling it. I was like, and I liked Truly. I really liked her character. I just didn't like how she was undermining her own feelings for his.
Yeah, I was like, stand up, girl, because there's no reason why you should be. Well, and honestly, it's not even her fault because I can't even fault her for it because she was, traumatized and kind of put in like a Stockholm syndrome
Yeah,
situation. So like she couldn't even go nowhere if she wanted to. Like she could have, but like it would have ruined her whole, you know, plans, and it really sucked for her, and I felt for Truly.
I did, and I just wanted her to tell Becca what actually happened. Like in the beginning,
Yes.
I was like, "Girl, tell your friend that this man is rapey, and so you don't want to be on the trip with someone so rapey."
The way I would
And
have
I
told you so quick, like,
like, and the way I would have kicked his teeth into his throat so
period.
quick, because what are we on right now? I was just like, but that's the thing. I'm like, if that's your friend and like, I would visibly be able to see if you were uncomfortable. So I don't, that's where I don't get like, she is literally showing that she does not want this man to go with you guys on this trip. Super uncomfortable. And the friend's like, oh, sorry, thought it would be fun. What?
See,
Read the fucking room. Read the room.
and she wasn't. The baby girl was oblivious to it all. I feel like something had to like trigger her when she was like, "Oh, is he like, abusive or whatever?" Like she like pulled her
Mm-hmm.
aside. Once you ask that, like there's a
If,
problem. Okay, there's a
yeah,
problem. There's probably a problem, and you as her friend, like you might need to be a little bit more blunt and figure out what the hell's going on because your friend might need your help. And I feel like
yeah.
Truly needed her help.
Because, girl, why he roughing you up like that? The hell? Why he grabbing on you like that?
In
Why?
public. I'm
Like,
sorry. No.
yeah, like that's just crazy. I definitely would say that this book had me hooked though, because I was so like needed to figure out what was gonna happen next. And I'm happy that she didn't get sexually assaulted anymore. Because honestly, I was like, I don't know about Noah. Like he seems like he has a very dark soul.
And
So
he
I was
wasn't
like,
gonna change. So
yeah. So I will say the end of the book, like him kind of doing a turnaround, that did shock me because I did not see that. Because he kept telling her, like, I'm a monster. Like, we're not going to have a fairy tale. Like, that's just not what it is with me. So when he did actually realize, like, oh, fuck, I actually really do want to be with her, I need to get my shit together, I was shocked because I didn't expect that.
yeah, I agree. And I'm glad I mean, I'm glad the book was actually a good story though still, even though I didn't really care for his character as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, but I did really enjoy the story. So this one I definitely would recommend 100%. This was a great book. I literally from like the beginning, from the first chapter, I was hooked.
Yeah, I
And I was
didn't
like,
stop reading.
no, like I think I stayed up to like almost 2 in the morning reading this book. So I was like,
Damn.
I just need to finish. I just need to know what happens. So if you guys are looking for something that has a lot going on, a lot of trauma, but like a really good storyline. This one was a great story.
Yeah.
Great story.
Check it out.
10 out of 10.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
And it goes a little